let's get ready to wrap up this night. Okay, it's been a great day. It's been a great night, and it's been. No, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me be fully appreciative. It's been an awesome day. It's been an awesome night. We had fun. The scope and the scopes. We started out a little slow on Scope of the Scopes, but if you don't know, I'm the voice behind Scope of the Scopes, Tour de Periscope, where I take my followers on a tour of Periscope and some of the scopes that happen at night, because it gets really entertaining. And started out very slow. The last scope we ended up, there was a show in Atlanta apparently just ended called ATL Live in the Park, and Silk. If you know anything about true school R&B for our generation, Silk is that band, and they were performing. So we just got a chance to watch that. You can probably catch it in the previous Periscope that I just did. But let me just tell you, and I think I talked about this a little bit earlier on one of my 27 answer Periscopes. Let's see, Instagram. So on Instagram, I'm going to show you. I'm just going to reiterate how my day started out, and let you guys see. It's just been an amazing day. And it's so funny because I oftentimes, by the end of the day of blogging and going to this, that, and the other, at the end of the day, half times I don't remember where I've been and what I've done or the people that I've met until I'm reminded. And luckily, you know, one of the things I think that's so good about social media is that we can stop and look back, because the part about being your happiest is when you savor your moments. And I remember taking the Happy Woman test, and I remember he did send a catch. Okay, cool. They now use catch on Periscope, where if you type #catch, it will copy. So keep that in mind. You might not want to save your Periscope. You might want to jump on here and do some things. If somebody jumps into your Periscope and they do #catch, it will save the Periscope and also put it over on YouTube. So it does, I think, ask permission. I'm not sure how they do it. They were doing it with Meerkat, but now I see they're doing it with Periscope. Okay. So anyway, like I said, I took the happy test, and one of the things that was that part I was lacking on the happy test was savoring, getting to the end of the day and not savoring the things that worked and the things that made you smile and happy. And so one of the things I did my day, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you my Instagram and show you the post of the morning. I was responding to, no, that wasn't even the first one. The first one, okay, of course, first one was letting everybody know I was open for business. So I had this opportunity of putting out there the ebooks that were made available for the day. Breakfast was pancakes, and then I'm a part of a fabulous Bermuda trip that's coming up. But then I saw somebody post the old wise tale, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. So my answer to that was, when life throws me lemons, I add whiskey, triple sec, and lime, call it a day. But then I got this amazing call, and I still haven't set up my voicemail. They, in fact, reminded me I need to set up my voicemail. But I called them back. I had to do that. Hey, somebody called me, and it was the bookstore. Check it out. 27 Answers to Create Buzz, which is my book, is now available in Medu Bookstore. So I went from blah to exciting. Had to put a smile on my face. This is me as I got ready to go and deliver some of the books. And then, of course, this is me in the bookstore once I dropped it off. And while I was in the bookstore, across the way from the bookstore, there was a Chick-fil-A. And if you noticed anything about today, you saw a lot of people dressed up like cows, because Chick-fil-A was giving away free meals. Literally, whatever I think it was pretty much like the basic combos. If you came in, with certain attire that made you look like a cow. And while I was in the bookstore, a sister came in. She had gotten her meal, so she said, "Here, take my attire." She literally dressed me as I was standing there. Next thing I know, I had this on. So I went over and I had a meal at Chick-fil-A. And then I came home and I had this post from the Periscope that I did this morning, thanking me for some things I said in my morning Periscope. And that was, confirmation. And it was so funny because while I was in the bookstore, like I said, while I was in the bookstore, I could have just simply dropped the books off and been out the door. But no, I'm all about networking and leading with an offer, not just networking and like, what can you do for me? What can I do for you? How can I help you? What is it that you need? So while I was there, I actually helped the sister right there in the store. Sold the book while I was there, and helped the sister right there in the store launch a campaign, a social media campaign. And it was so funny because while I'm helping her, she turned around and bought the book. And then this sister, another sister comes and says, here, take this and go get you some free Chick-fil-A. And then while I was doing that, while I was helping the other sister with her campaign, another sister, older sister, came in and said, well, hey, I'm part of the bookstore at Hillside. Why don't you send me some information? Let's get your book over there. So, you know, the thing about it is, and we talk about this reciprocity all the time, we oftentimes think that we have to, and I got this from Rodney Stanson's book, Kingonomics, we oftentimes think that the reciprocity is supposed to come back from the person for which we gave to. Like if I gave to that sister and if I waited for her to be able to give back to me. But see, that's the thing about giving. You're giving to somebody because they have a need. And what your needs are then met by those who witness your giving. This sister who gave me this Chick-fil-A stuff witnessed me giving to this sister, trying to help her with her social media and her business, actually a nonprofit. And then had I taken this, what I did was I paid it forward. I went over and got a meal, came back in the store, and that's when I came back in the store and gave the older lady this attire, which is considered to be some all kind of stuff you put on. You just stick on you. You basically just stick it on you and go get the free Chick-fil-A. Had I been selfish, gotten the Chick-fil-A and went on out the door, I would have missed another opportunity, because when I came back and passed this on to the older sister, then she was like, oh, let me tell you who I am. And then she told me she was part of Hillside and the Hillside bookstore, and not only offered me the chance to come over and put my book in their bookstore, but to do workshops ongoing, you know. So it just was amazing to me how things passed around within that circle. You know, that sister didn't have to give me that stuff to go get some Chick-fil-A. This sister didn't have to accept the book in the bookstore. You know, so and then to come back, like I didn't. If I had really felt like life had given me some lemons, and if I didn't know how to take lemons and turn up, I never would have did the podcast, the periscope that I did this morning. I never would have inspired this person right here. So it's just amazing, this cycle. And I think one of the things we get frustrated with like this is that we don't truly understand how the cycle works. And it's such an amazing cycle. So then I came home, and of course I had to post on social media about attending the Car and Bike Show, archives with this amazing conversation with Xavier Lewis. And then, of course, everybody's been talking about Pluto. They said it looks like a heart. It looks like two fists to me. I don't see the heart. Maybe that's me. And then, of course, I just finished scoping the scopes and watching amazing scopes and supporting DJ. I know DJ LV. He's a great guy. Cool Dads Rock. And we have to learn to support one another, but support each other knowing how the cycle works. And I'm just, you know, an editor, author, blogger. I publish these different e-guides, digital guides, and I should have been sitting, you know, not necessarily watching Scope. I was supposed to be working on my digital store because it's really taken off, and I really want to get a nice format. And it's probably why I'm stalling, because I haven't really picked out the most perfect template that I want. And I'm thinking what I will do is use S'more. Anybody know about S'more? S'more is a great site if you want to have a website without having to have a website. It makes it easy to manage and update. And it's almost like Constant Contact. Very easy to manage. So I'm thinking about maybe I'll create the store over there and just embed it into the page over here. That way I can always update in one place, because it will allow me to embed it on Eventbrite if I'm doing something there. Craigslist, I can embed it to Craigslist, and I can embed it to the site. I think that solves my problem. And what I'm talking about is, I'll show it to you. S'more.com came out a couple years ago, and basically it's like these different flyers online, but they
You are definitely a spiritually filled, thinking woman. And that is what we've been lacking in our community.
Go now to dryerbuzz.com and follow @dryerbuzz on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's all about the buzz.